Gordon, you've got a warning about this as well, about these devices and how Israel was able to infiltrate the supply chain to get back at Hezbollah. But you think China could do the same thing to anybody, to America?
Yeah, it would be a lot easier for China. Remember, Israel had to infiltrate the supply chain. China doesn't have to do that because it is the beginning of the supply chain. They manufacture all of this stuff. So if we're talking about pagers, walkie-talkies, but remember also home solar systems, which means your toaster. You can do all of these devices can be laced with explosives. And so therefore, everything that we buy from China can be a weapon against the United States.
And one thing we were talking about during the commercial break is the fact that America buys drones from China. What is it? DJI. And this is a drone maker, a Chinese owned. Yes. And we're using these drones in the military? Are you serious?
And the Secret Service and the FBI. You know, these drones, DJI has 70% of the global drone market. And, you know, if you buy a DJI drone, the default position and setting on these things is the stuff goes to the cloud, which means it goes to China, which means every time you put one of these things up, China is looking at your backyard or whatever. So really what we've got is complete infiltration of the U.S. You know, we talked last week about the ZPMC drone cranes. It's the same thing. Everything that you buy from China can have a cellular modem on it, and these devices can communicate back to China, which means that China can speed up or stop your pacemaker. It can close your front door. It can actually drive your car off the cliff.
Well, can it drive your car into a lake? I mean, look, a new warning about Chinese electric vehicles. A new report from a British think tank says they could be weaponized by Beijing. Exactly what you're saying. The China Strategic Risks Institute says the UK's domestic car industry makes up 2.5% of the country's GDP, and China's EV market share jumped from just 2% in 2019 to 33.4% in the first half of 2023. With London's refusal to levy tariffs on Chinese EVs, the institute says it could open the door to a potential backdoor for China into the European market.